Welcome back to the world of Kadal. It's time to talk about learning, teaching you the ways of the game, how to use cards and actions, how to interact with objects, and what an expedition quest is. All this so you can level up your character and pick skills, talents, cards and actions that synergizes with each other, so when the orcs return to try to occupy your town of Hammerdale, you will be strong enough to make sure that the people are safe. Because being occupied by orcs in the world of Kadal is a horrible fate. It's much better being occupied by the upper class, and yes, I'm talking about you. You are now a lord or lady of Hammerdale. If you do not like the idea of being part of the property-owning class, you can always build some nice roads for your subject and treat them nice. And maybe they will postpone that workers' revolution. Oh yeah, the video is about tutorials and me trying to figure out what people need to know to be able to play the game. At first I thought, that's easy, I will just add arrows pointing to everything. So I did. And then I realized, arrows, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. They blocked text, covered the UI and looked awful. Maybe that's my fault because, well, I designed them? I'm sure there's someone out there that actually can make beautiful arrows, but that is not me. And speaking of tutorials, there's so much to think about. For example, a great tutorial should teach you only the things you need to know, and then it should get out of the way. No need to overload that mind of yours. No one wants to read a manual. Another thing to think about, make the tutorial optional. Okay, I can do that. But most importantly, make the tutorial feel like it's not a tutorial. Still figuring out that part. But hey, practice makes perfect. So here's what I got so far. I will start with a simple pop-up telling you to use WASD or arrow keys to move around. Then you will walk into a trigger that will tell you about the top bar and the inventory. I don't plan to go through all the tabs, I just want you to know that the top bar and inventory exists. And that you close the tab by pressing the button again. To help the player understand that, I made the button dark when it is pressed. Next, you will run into a chest full of loot and I will tell you that you can interact with objects in the world by pressing E. And when you do that, the items will explode out from the chest right into your inventory. I hope this will lead the player to look at the inventory again, becoming more comfortable finding it. Then comes the first enemy. I will tell you that you can click on enemies to see information about them, it's an important thing. And then, just like in real life, you attack by walking into them. And now we get to the hard part, combat. I need to explain everything, energy, end turn, action, defense, damage, card piles, it's a lot. And I have to do it in a way that does not overwhelm the player but still tell you enough to understand how to play. Here is where I tried to use those arrows from before. First I added some weird looking arrows, then I tried to make them look a bit better, and I also made sure that they did not block the text. I felt kinda good about it, but then I made one big mistake. I let someone else try the tutorial. Okay, I'm kidding, it's great letting people test your stuff. And I realized that I had to put the arrows in the trash can. Instead of using arrows everywhere, I highlighted key areas and added small icons in the text to try to explain what is important. Not sure if it's good enough, but it feels better. After I teach you about combat, I now somehow need to teach you about the rest of the game. That's not gonna be hard. When you defeat the orc chief in Hammerdale, which you are forced to fight, he will tell you that his bodies will return and they are bigger and badder. I will put something in the log telling you that in 13 weeks the orcs will return trying to reclaim Hammerdale, and this is important. It's the main game loop. Every 13 weeks a new boss will come and try to plunder Hammerdale, and you as its protector need to defend it. After the ominous last words of the evil orc, I will tell you to talk to your steward. You need to understand that this town is yours. You need to protect it. The steward will give you 2 quests. Repair the broken houses, hopefully teaching you about building, and save the villagers, which is an expedition quest. Expeditions are simple. You get transported to a dangerous place and you got one chance, one opportunity. You can run away and fail the expedition or push on and complete the quest. No pressure. I always like the idea of being able to fail a quest. Hopefully, the player learns building through the quest, gets comfortable with combat and understand expedition quests. And after that, there is all the other tabs. For that, I plan to rely a lot on hover tooltips and info in the not yet created loading screen. So that is where the tutorial stands right now. I'm sure I will change it again and again, but hey, that's how I do it. What do you think? Am I explaining too much or not enough? The next video might be about rebuilding Hammerdale, I'm not sure, but if you subscribe and wait for the next video, you will find out. And do not forget to like the video and join the Discord. Thank you for watching.